Good day, my friends. Long time no see. I had a lot going on lately. I know it's been a while since I've done a video, but I've got a lot of exciting things coming up here very soon. Forgive the wrinkles. I really just did not have time to iron this out for the video, so I hope you guys can forgive that. This video, I just want to catch up on a few things, do a little bit of chit chat, and show you a project that I've been working on for the past couple of weeks, which is going to be a gift for a friend. So let's do that first, and let me preface by saying, if your name starts with the letter Greg, that's G-R-E-G, all caps, exclamation point, please stop watching right now. I beg of you, please. No guys allowed if your name starts with Greg. There you go. I want this to be a surprise, so yeah. Okay, so there we go. Give you a little bit. Stop watching. Okay, hopefully he's gone. Ooh, I'm excited. So, I have some plans. I've got a lot of new things, like I said, coming up. I've got this idea that I've been sitting on for months and months, and finally things are coming into fruition. I know that if you follow me on IG, I've had a lot of family things going on. And also, I just want to start and say thank you so much for everyone who has been sending prayers and loving thoughts and good energy, whatever. I just want to thank you guys so much for that, because we need it, and I'll catch you guys up on that later. But for now, let's get into the project. So, I made a steampunk book, but this, I'm showing you this first because it kind of ties into the major project that will be coming out. I'm going to show you guys that video. Maybe it will be up Thursday or Friday. So, like I said, this is an idea that I've been working on for a while, and I haven't really seen anybody do it quite like this yet, and I think that it's something that's going to be very useful in the junk journaling community, and it's something that I would find very useful for myself. So this will tie into that, and I will explain more as I go. So I made this for a friend who is a steampunker. This man makes steampunk items for a living. Well, as part of a living, his artist living, shall I put it that way. And this is the first steampunk journal book type thing I've ever made, and let me tell you, it was a challenge for myself, but also it was really fun. So I spent a lot more time on it than I had first anticipated. Sorry about that. So, like I said, I spent a lot more time on it than I had anticipated, but it was fun. I had a lot of fun. So let's get into it. I'm calling this the Steampunker's design book, and you will see what I mean when I open it up. I was going to say her, but it's definitely not a her. And you guys know how much I love to make charms, but this is for a man, so I just had to add a little bit of a masculine charm as well as the closure, which is just this 3-ply jute twine. And so I'm going to take that off. And I will show you the little charm here. It's just a few salvaged items. That's why I added the little Tim Holtz thing that says salvaged. This is an old key that I found. I did not want to clean it up. I wanted to leave it the way it was. This is a leather keychain that I found that says South Texas Outfitters. It's embossed in the leather, and I thought that was neat because I'm sending him a piece of Texas. There's a little coin here, a little clock charm, and a little skull. So that's on a key ring. And then this is the book. This is a repurposed, it's not like the typical, it's one of the Reader's Digest books that they do with different I cannot remember exactly what it had in it. It had some, sorry about the puppy, it had some articles in it about Rembrandt and some different British writers. So, little twine stuff is everywhere. So, the base of the cover, I went over it with this distressed crackle paint, and to get the effect I mixed in some of this copper kettle deco art metallic luster, and I also threw in some distress glitter, and it's going to be really hard for you to see that, but the crackle is not as I expected it to be, but I still like the way it turned out. There's some graphic 45 washi tape, and I've Mod Podged everything down, and I've added some gears. Some of these are Tim Holtz, and the rest of them are all from Priscilla. Thank you so much, Priscilla. She provided me with a lot of the items that I used in this book. And so I'm very grateful for that. I've got some middle book corners here. These are some frames, and his initials are down here. I've just added a lot of brads and things for effect. And like on the spine here where it cracked, I was initially going to cover that up with more of this metallic wax, but I thought it kind of added to the old aged look of it, and since I really did reinforce the spine in this book very well, I know that it will hold up, so I kind of like it. And it's really just surface damage, so it's kind of like, you know, destructive art, and I think it kind of adds to the steampunk appeal. So I've got some fussy cutted things here. This image here is from an adult coloring book, and so I kind of played off of that and drew some little like imaginative nuts and bolts and pipes, and I've glued those down as well. And these are working pieces here and here, and then I'll show you the back first. And so this washi tape is supposed to be a symbol of pipes running along the book, and there's more gears and things. And I didn't this is the back side, so I didn't do any of the three-dimensional. I didn't want to make them too three-dimensional, so they're just flat pieces, and they are glued down very well, so they should stay. So there's more of my little drawings here, and then more of the fussy cut pieces, and like I said, more of the piping, and lots of gears and stuff. And then the spine was originally different. I had more piping and things, but I kind of messed up on it, so I added some faux leather on the top, and I poked brads through it to make it look like grommets and things. And then I glued on some more working pieces that I layered up, and then this piece here that I got from Priscilla, which is really awesome. And then these here are where the binder on the inside comes through. So we'll go inside, and remember, this is called the Steampunker's Design Book. So this is a book that is meant for him to use as he designs his pieces. And I used a binder so that he can fill it up. I'm sorry, I'm losing train of thought. I used the binder so that he is able to use the pages that are in it, and then also take them out and refill it back up as he uses the pages. And I'm also going to be sending him 3 of these binder rings so that he can keep the pages that sorry, I have 3 in here and I just realized there's 2. So I'm going to be sending him some binder rings to use to keep the pages that he has filled up, you know, in case he wants to keep his designs that he's come up with. For future reference. That way he doesn't have to throw them away, and he can keep them, you know, neat and tidy in a place all together. So there's more of that faux leather on the front and back cover as large pockets, and I've just lined the front and back covers with some paper. This is that Walmart, I can't remember what it's called, but it's that paper, one of the paper stacks from Walmart, and it had some little locks on it, and I thought it was neat. And I've got some paper on the inside of the spine reinforced with this really cool steampunky clock washi tape that I also got from Priscilla. Thank you so much. So I've got a numbered index card that he can use to write on, And I took the end pages from the original book, and with this one I just made a little pocket, and inside I've just got a tag. I used some distress oxide on this, and I've sewn on a little image there, and then an index card with an old car stamped on. Sorry, the phone is ringing. 1 second. Okay, that's the second interruption. Maybe we won't have any more. Sorry, you guys. And then this is a cutout from a Tim Holtz paper pad that I have that had some really neat gear designs on it. And then on the side here, I thought it was neat because it says clockwork. And I've just added some coffee dyed lined paper on the inside and sewn all around. Okay, oh yeah, this is a Tim Holtz binder thing, and I used E6000 to glue that on, so it is not going anywhere. Okay, so the theme is steampunk, obviously, and I have separated the book into different sections to incorporate what I would assume his needs may be. Of course, he can switch them around, add and remove things as he would need them, and of course his lovely wife, Miss Kim, can help him out if he needs help with, you know, making more pages if he'd like. And it's pretty chocked full because some of the pages are embellished, so if you need to take some of these out, gee, of course you can. So, okay, so I separated them according to the 5 elements of steampunk, which are era, power, technology, materials, and atmosphere, and you will see more on that in just a second. So there are 1, 2, 3 coffee dyed file folder dividers, and here we are with the first section, which is era, and I have just, this is a piece of craft paper that I have just gone crazy with and done a crazy collage. I started off with gluing down different images and text, and I've used this Tim Holtz gear stencil. I can't remember the name of it because, you know, they don't put the name on anymore, but I'll show you a few of the items I've used real quick. First, I've used a lot of these little, what is it called, Little Things cling stamps from Tim Holtz, which I got not too long ago, and I am so in love with these. I kind of wish I'd bought the larger set because there is a larger set, but it's more expensive, so I used quite a few of these. And a few of the books that I've used is this Mechanical Drawing Concise and Comprehensive Data on, and then it lists all of these things. And this is a book from, I believe it's the 70s, you guys. I got this a long time ago, probably from Goodwill or a thrift store. I just thought it was neat because it had a lot of cool little diagrams and images in it, and who knew? I found a way to use it. And the same with this one. This was a Goodwill find, and I probably got this for half price. Practical Electronic Servicing Techniques. Another old book. Let's see what the date on this is, 1970. Same with this one. So many diagrams and cool little electronics information. So these both came in so handy. And then this book called The Age of Edison, which I found at the Dollar Tree. And it's chock full of all these really cool images. And it goes through like the history of the creation of the light bulb and electricity in major cities and just some of the things that they went through. And then of course, as usual, my vintage encyclopedias. This one's from, I'm going to say the 40s. Children's encyclopedias as well. And then this is a different one. This is a book, a children's book called How It Works, which came in handy with a lot of cool images. So those are some of the things that I used. Oh, and I also have used a German encyclopedia, which you will see some of the words here with the images. It has really cool images because the town that I live in here in Texas is German based, so I find a lot of neat things here sometimes. So anyway, lots of little gear stamps, lots of the washi tape from Priscilla, lots of other washi tapes. Got a ticket down here with a tab. Sorry, you guys. My setup here is strange. Got these little, not sure what you call these, but I got these at Tuesday Morning ages ago, and they're like little grommets. You can see they have little backs on them, and you stick them together. Let me see if I can show you real quick. They're really easy to use, and they come in two parts. They're itty bitty little things, and I thought maybe they would come in handy at some point. So here's the front. It's a little star, and it's got this little thing on it, and then you just stick it inside of here, and you pop them together, and once you pop them together, you cannot take them apart. So I thought they were neat, and so I tried to incorporate those because I've had them forever, and I haven't used them. So anyway, this is the edge of one of the encyclopedia pages where I took the book apart, and I thought I would just run some copper thread through there. Just all kinds of images. I just went crazy, and at first I thought, well, maybe this is a little too busy, but it was fun. So yeah, I just had fun with it. And then on the titles, I just stamped these out with some large alphabet stamps and glued them to some craft paper that I embossed on. So that's Era, and it is called the Retro Element. So we've got, I hope you can see this okay, coffee dyed page with just some stamping that I've sewn on here. This is from a children's encyclopedia. It was all about clocks and watches. Just some really neat images on here. And on the opposite side, I've sewn on one of those acetate card collector pockets. Just added a tag and a stamped index card here. This section is all about his commissions, and so the first page I've labeled commissions, and I've made the little labels same as these. Just stamped out the word and backed it on embossed craft paper. And on this front page, I've just glued on some ledger paper to make it easy for him. And then there's just all kinds of paper. I glued on, sorry, I didn't glue it on, I just paper clipped a little receipt here because I thought it was cute. There's a little bit of stamping, just all different kinds of pages. A few words that correlate with steampunk movement, action. This is a book that I have about diagrams of different airplanes, and this is an envelope where I will put my personal note to him. And this is a wax seal of Three-Headed Dragon, and I would love to thank Miss Priscilla for that. Again, she gifted those a wax seal set to me for Christmas, and I'm so excited. I just started using it, and I'm trying to learn, and I'm just so grateful because now I'm obsessed, and now I'm just online searching for all these new wax seal stamps. So thank you, Priscilla, for that. So that's his commission section, and Kim, you can add more ledger paper in there for him if as he needs it. Next section is power. So I'll bring that up so you can see it. I've just fussy cut out this vintage image of an early Edison dynamo, more efficient than others thought possible, and I thought it would be neat just to add the information there. This is from the German encyclopedia. There's the label, just some random numbers and things. And then on the back side, just like the other one, the fuel element. Down here is the word filament. And this one is electrical current. So I thought it would be neat to add some graph pages for him to draw out maybe some electrical things. This is a page from that Edison book, and just a little piece of ephemera here. And this was funny. Frank Reed Jr. brought his electric man to the Australian outback. Just thought it was hilarious. Just some coffee dyed pages. These are pages from that little miniature mechanical drawing book. This is a piece of ephemera I got from Dolly that she stamped out. Next section is technology. This one's a little different because it does flip out, so I'll show you Okay, I'm sorry you guys, so that was the third interruption. Okay, so what are we? Third section, technology. And like I said, this one's a little different because it's got a fold over. So we've got a little ticket tab here with another of those little grommet stars. Sun's going down, so I hope the lighting is okay. Little watch parts here, and I left the words, and so it flips open, and I left this space for writing. So we've got this section here I've just labeled notes, so maybe he wants to write secret notes or something. And so I've just continued all of the collaging on this side. The really cool hot air balloon, and there's some words. This is an old Polaroid camera. This is from another encyclopedia. I think this is like for surveyor. Little contraption there. So technology is the contraption element. Got some Tim Holtz ephemera sewn to this coffee dyed paper, and this section is for action design. This, I'm assuming, will be his main use section because it will be the one that he designs all of the action parts of his steampunk pieces. And so I've included the most pieces of graph paper in this section. Little skull and crossbones stamp, and I thought this was really neat. This is from that little mini mechanical drawings book. These are patent drawings, symbols, and rules, so there's some information here. But it shows you, like, well, from that time anyway, all the little symbols you can use in patent drawings. So I thought that was pretty neat. Some coffee dyed lined paper, just a little decorated tag, and I got these from Dolly, so thank you so much for these, Dolly. That's a 7 Gypsies stamp, I believe. And this is just a little pocket I made from that children's book called How It Works, and this one just talks about what makes a clock keep the right time. And I thought, I didn't want to cover it up because I thought it would be cool for him to read, and so I've notched it, and inside is just a little miniature booklet that I made. And so I used one of the pages from this electronic servicing techniques book, so you can see it's got like the little diagrams. So I've just inked it up, and I've used one of my stencils. I think this was an artsy stencil, really cheap one from Tuesday Morning or somewhere. It's one of those with the sticky back that's really pliable. And I've used some of the metallic wax and just, you know, stenciled it up. Glued on the Machine Works, and on the inside is just lined paper that I've used some clock stencils on. And I believe I know this one's Rusty Hinge, and I think this one is it called Fired Amber? It's something amber of Distress Inks. And I tried to do them a little bit lighter so that he can write over the top of them. The Rusty Hinge is a little bit dark, but I really just love the color. I spoke to Kim beforehand. By the way, Greg, she did not know what I was making, but I asked her what your favorite color was, and she told me brown. So the main color scheme is brown, so I just kind of played off of that, and I thought that this little booklet would be useful for you to write, you know, an extension of your commissions, a list of materials, whatever you want. So you don't have to keep it in here. You can keep it on your work table or whatever. So here is another file folder divider, and we are on to the next section, the fourth one, which is materials. There's a little miniature tag here as a tab. We've got a little safety pin, a pulley. This is an early Edison bulb. The bent filament of carbon was held in place with platinum wires and sealed inside a vacuum. There's some scissors, Here's the materials title. This really cool gear washi tape from Priscilla. It's a safety razor. I thought that was funny. An embossed key on some book page. A doorknob stamp on some vellum. More of that German encyclopedia. And materials is the wood and copper element. And of course I played off of that copper. Just some more ephemera sewn to the copy dyed paper. It's another flip out with the word metal. It's a really cool rotary phone stamp. This is another page from that Edison book. I just like the image. When electricity first came along, people were really scared of it, and when they first started building the poles with the wires, they were pretty dangerous. So this is an illustration depicting the danger of that. And the text on the back wasn't as interesting as the others, so I just covered it with coffee dyed paper. And there's a little H right there where a hole was. So little tandem bicycle, some parchment, some paper, another flip with cogs and gears, and a clock stamp. Excuse me. This is a page from another encyclopedia about clocks and watches. It's just a little Tim Holtz piece I cut out from some of his paper, and I made a pocket out of it. And this is an image I cut out from another encyclopedia talking about steam engines. And tucked inside, this is just something fun that I've added here. This is a list of most popular inventions, starting from 1642, and it goes all the way up to 1893. Well, actually, there's some 1900s in here. They're all mixed up, but I've backed them with coffee dyed paper, and I just thought it was something neat and interesting that he might like to read. And he can also write on the back of them. So, just another fun little element. See if I can clip that back on. Sorry, you guys. I know this video is already long. Last section is atmosphere. And so I've tried to add a lot of the images that I found pertaining to that theme. So there's some really cool blimp and some air balloons. Sun, more of the German encyclopedia, lots of stuff going on in the background. Atmosphere is the romance element. Got a train here sewn to the page, and this section he can use for theme ideas that he, may come up with, or it can also be a place where he can write down his inspirations. Another page from that mechanical drawings book. Little clock stamp, more parchment paper with the word action. Action is a big part of steampunk creations. It's all about action. So I've got one hand going up, one hand going down to represent that. Here's another of the airplane pages, and I've just folded it over, turned it into a pocket. So here's another piece of that Tim Holtz paper, turned into a little page, and another index card with a car. It's the back side. And then this is just a little tuck spot with another newsflash index card and this really cool hot air balloon from I used the DCWV, what's it called? Victorian Treasures paper pack that I got from Tuesday Morning last year or the year before, and I've been hoarding it forever, using tiny pieces here and there. Here is the date I finished yesterday and my artist's signature. The back cover, same as the front, another faux leather pocket. Here's just a little collaged tag that I made. It's not what you look at that matters, is what you see. There's my puppy again. Here is just a couple of little tags and an envelope that I made from the other end paper, and there's just a piece of coffee dyed ledger paper stuck in there. And then this little skull acts as a closure for the envelope. And that is it for the Steampunkers design book. And Greg, I hope that you like this. I hope that it is useful for you. I had a lot of fun making this, probably too much fun, because it took a long time, and, well, a lot longer than I thought. But yeah, I just hope that it's useful for you. And so, just a little bit of chit chat. I won't be too long because it's already 30 minutes, but I did say that this ties in with the idea that I have been sitting on, and I'll just go ahead and tell you guys it's called the Junk Journaler's Design Book, and it is basically the same premise as this. I'll talk about it. This is the amazing journal that I won from Daisy in her giveaway. I love it so much, and I've been using it to write down ideas and plans for my channel and stuff pertaining to junk journaling. And so the Junk Journaler's Design Book is the place where the junk journaler can go to design, plan, collect ideas, and list inspirations and any information needed in order to create her or his journals. This book will be the one-stop shop, quote unquote, for all of her designing and planning needs and for the making of journals from start to finish, meaning his or her ideas. The layout is similar to this. It will be sectioned according to the journaler's needs. I'm planning to sell these in my Etsy shop come February, which I plan to have open then. Please forgive my dog in the background, you guys. Shh. So, I mean, it'll have typical types of sections for you guys to write down your ideas and your plans, commissions, themes, embellishment, ideas, ephemera ideas, things like that. I will show you guys more on that when I upload the video Thursday or Friday, so somewhere along those lines. And so yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you soon. Spread the love. Bye!